These Minecraft ARGs are still unsolved. That includes Wi-Fi's searching for a world that doesn't exist video, and other Minecraft ARGs that may be even better. Starting with...
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left.
This one is the most well known on this list, but there are still many mysteries within this Minecraft ARG that go unanswered. It's important for you to know what happened to fully understand these mysteries. A YouTuber named Avery uploads a video showing a mine he says he never built. Inside is a chest containing a book he says he never wrote, repeating the warning, "At the crossroads, don't turn left." Avery explains the world came pre-installed on a laptop from a storage locker. Avery's inventory briefly flashed a strange pattern of blocks, and what Wi-Fi does is if you take the first letter of each of those items and capitalize it, you get a string. That string is the exact length of a Google Drive link, and when you enter it, it leads to a Google folder. Which is interesting because it seems like someone wanted this world to be found. The drive contains footage of Avery exploring deeper underground. He discovers different terrains and trees growing in caves, then eventually into a massive cavern with giant trees, leading to a tunnel at the end. As Avery enters the tunnel, torches begin disappearing behind him. But he keeps moving forward and hears whispers as well as footsteps behind him, suggesting something is following him, even though being in a single player world. As Avery goes through the caves, he goes in underwater tunnels and repeatedly goes in them. Eventually, Avery sets up 2 traps to prove something is following him.
I'm not scared, but my gut says to keep moving. Maybe I am scared.
Later, we find out our main character isn't Avery, but someone named D3rdlord3. Avery's world is D3rdlord's old save. Our protagonist D3rdlord then reaches an abandoned village, where he eventually finds a book warning you of a king being summoned. Here, D3rdlord3 comes to the end of a crossroad, then turns left, slowly moving forward and comes across a golden door. Then whatever D3rdlord saw inside that door made him run away, back to the mine, grabbing a book and quill and writing what takes us all the way back to the very beginning. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. D3rdlord then writes a bunch of numbers where the numbers in the book decode to "Run Avery, it's here." The video ends off saying whatever D3rdlord encountered is now coming for Avery. But yeah, even though I have watched this video several times, I still always say absolute cinema. To better understand this Minecraft ARG, it's inspired by The King in Yellow. Its origin was in a book made in 1895 called The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. In the story, there's a forbidden play that slowly drives people insane the more they read about it. You're warned not to read it, not because it game ends you, but because once you know too much, the knowledge drives you insane. That idea is shown in this Minecraft ARG, where D3rdlord, after looking into the door, is told to see the King in Yellow, which many people say drove him insane, getting an infinite amount of knowledge, to the point he knew Avery would come across this old world save and tried to warn him, leading to that iconic "whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left." When D3rdlord's warning reaches Avery, the story doesn't stop, it just made us ask more questions. Like, what happened to D3rdlord after he edited the video? Is Avery already done for the moment he read the warning? And last, how does this ARG end? With the first question, judging how D3rdlord3 had to look inside the golden door not once but twice to grab the footage of his recording, then edit that black bar so Avery wouldn't experience the infinite amount of knowledge his brain had to endure. Meaning after that, D3rdlord could have possibly died. Or worse, he is still alive, just unable to function. Judging by how in that village, no one was there. It was completely empty. For the second question, personally, I believe Avery is cooked. I doubt he's able to survive just on how we see his character, who seems pretty gullible and innocent. I can just imagine him reading the book and the numbers and being like, what the heck is this? But I don't think it's Avery's IQ that will help him survive. As shown in D3rdlord's warning, you can't outsmart it, but you may be able to outrun him, doing the classic burning the book or haunted object thing that most horror media does. The last question can only really be theorized, making it unsolvable. until Wi-Fi's releases a part 2 for this video. But could there be a chance that these questions are on purpose? To the point us, the viewers who is watching the story unfold, be driven by curiosity to only end up like DrLord? Yeah, I think I'm just overthinking things. This Minecraft ARG is great, but there are several others that are just as good in this video. The ARG begins like normal. The protagonist shows his house and resources on beta 1.2 of Minecraft, but hidden in the subtitles and descriptions are coded messages saying things like, "It's not worth it," and "Return before it's over." He then leaves comments like,
"Comfort is hard."
Soon after, this person builds a strange structure that looks like a grave. He tries to write one name, then the video cuts and another name appears instead. The game glitches when he digs near it, and then later he spots this weirdly shaped build. The video then crashes. Next, a sign that reads danger then suddenly changes to "It's not danger, it's the truth." The player panics, breaks the sign, seals himself inside, and a transcript reveals disturbing thoughts about wanting rest and free space. This confirms that this protagonist is not the best mentally, and he's afraid of something. An unlisted playlist reveals therapy sessions. We learn the protagonist's name is Jim. Then Morse code messages repeatedly warn him to stop digging deeper and not to learn the truth. The question throughout the ARG is, what is it that Jim shouldn't uncover? Jim then hears footsteps, finds blocks broken that he placed, and realizes someone else is in the single player world. Messages decode to, "They are trying to hide the truth from you." Jim enters this tunnel labeled World Controller, then gets teleported between a different world, and then encounters this weirdly shaped structure with unknown blocks that crashed his game. The transcriptions then again say why he's scared and tells him to stand up, suggesting someone again wants him to confront the truth. A major reveal then comes through an Imgur link, which is a website that helps you share photos. It's a death notice for someone named Henry. Subtitles explain Jim and Henry were best friends in high school, but for some reason Henry then went missing, and was later found no longer here later on. Here, random users named OS2 and OS3 contact Jim, referencing Henry and saying his behavior was not acceptable. They threatened Jim. And if you noticed earlier, they were the ones spying on him and were leaving signs telling him to give up. But Jim keeps returning despite getting warned. The messages then get personal. By the end, it's clear he's done exactly what he was told not to do. He tried to uncover the truth behind Henry's death. What this ARG tells is deeply disturbing. Henry was most likely taken in by real people. Jim couldn't move on, even going to therapy, but he couldn't let his friend Henry go. Then Minecraft became the place where Jim wanted to understand why. Like the rest of these ARGs, this one goes unsolved. We never really truly find out the truth of Henry. I hinted at earlier, but one theory is that OS2 and OS3 represent the people responsible for Henry's passing away, or at least people connected to it. Throughout the ARG, they claim Henry's behavior was not acceptable, and repeatedly warn Jim to stop searching. These warnings escalate from little warnings to threats. Once Jim found out about Henry's death notice and starts revisiting certain locations, this suggests that Jim's investigation in Minecraft is uncovering something that is real, and OS2 and OS3 want that truth buried. Another theory is that Henry tried to expose something before he passed, which is why he left warnings behind. The memorial-like structures, the repeated messages, and the last and most sad theory is that none of this is real. Minecraft is used as Jim's escape, where he's slowly going insane in Minecraft due to the passing of his friend. But first, we're trying to build a community of people who love this type of content, and we're looking for a goal of 20,000 people to get into this community. So hit that subscribe button. If we get 20,000 subscribers, I will do a backflip. No joke. This ARG opens up with Wi-Fi's getting a message from a user named Crafty King from Discord, asking for Wi-Fi's to help find his missing friend Alex. The only evidence we have to find this missing friend is through Crafty King's YouTube channel having 3 YouTube videos. In the first video, everything seems normal. Crafty and Alex mine in their world called Eternal. They build a base, then Crafty logs off to go to work, while Alex stays on the server. In video 2, Alex suddenly says, "Crafty?" We can see Alex staring off in the distance saying, "Did you see that?" But no one else on the server did. No extra players are online. Strange. In video 3, we see everyone in the group chat about to meet up, but where's Alex? Crafty and another user named Mind started discussing and then discovered Alex has been playing non-stop. He's still in the server, yet Alex isn't there for the big event. And for some reason, the nether portal mysteriously fails. Rewatching the video frame by frame, Weefies finds a single frame code that leads to Alex's own YouTube channel. Here we get Alex Pub of Eternal, where we see a terms of service written by the Department of Metaphysical Sciences, short for DMS. Alex eventually accepts the terms and conditions, and we see his pub in video 1 in Crafty's channel. But weirdly, his screen has these glitches and black outlines. Hidden ciphers and descriptions lead to more videos, giving us the viewer more information to help find Alex. Eventually, a black tagged figure called Hijabkol, that translates to archive, stalks Alex. Remember when Alex looks at the distance and believed there to be another player? Yeah, that was Archive stalking him, as you can see here in Alex's POV. As the video moves forward, Alex goes underground and sees signs and chess codes that give commands like "Don't stop playing," "Don't stop going north," and "Wait for his approach." We then cut to an onboarding video that reveals Archive is a division of the US DMS, where they are running 4 mind-controlling experiments that use Minecraft. After more ciphering, another video is found, titled North. Alex in this video is shown to be mining in a trance, always moving north. Crafty logs on, tries to say goodbye, and for some reason Caesar shifted texts Alex can't read, and leaves the server for good. A QR code leads to an audio of Alex's mom saying government people came with papers about moving him somewhere to help him out, taking Alex away.
The reason why I'm calling is that earlier today some guy came by and told me to sign a paper. I don't really know exactly what it is, but they said you are moving somewhere and we'll help you out. But just give me a call soon, hun.
Then we find out about subtitles across the video that hide a broken link to a conspiracy WordPress blog by Woke Sheeple, who hacked Eternal's files and leaked a classified DMS document called Experiment Eternal. It describes 3 phases of mind control using a sandbox game, adding things like whispers, disturbing visuals, and then after the user goes through all of that, they get mind controlled, Alex being the test subject. Using login credentials leaked in the document, Weefies accesses Eternal's console and joins the real server, finally seeing Alex, now a mindless zombie, endlessly mining bedrock, where we are told he had been doing this for about 6 years, just straight up mining bedrock. Then moments later, Weefies deletes the world to hopefully save Alex. Archive sends a message directly to Weefies emailing him, confirming the experiment and saying they terminated it early, and now issuing a threat that this was their first and final warning. From now on, his life is no longer his own. And that's how the ARG ends off. It heavily reminds me of MK Ultra, which was a real US government experiment run by the CIA during the Cold War back in 1953. And its goals was as disturbing as Weefies' videos, to see whether human minds could be controlled or reprogrammed. The CIA tested extreme psychological methods on people who didn't want it. These experiments took place in hospitals, prisons, and military facilities. People were secretly given LSD, which is a thing that makes you see weird things. The people experimented on were also kept awake for long periods of time, eventually being quote-unquote mind-controlled. This history is why this Minecraft ARG feels disturbingly believable. The story mimics how MK Ultra's drug and isolation chambers, replacing it with a sandbox game, used as a way to forcefully take people's livelihood, just like real MK Ultra victims. Alex is placed into an experiment he never truly consented to, becoming isolated from his friends and family, being exposed to whispers, visual distortions, and strict commands by the Department of Metaphysical Sciences, essentially putting Alex in a loop for mining bedrock for about 6 years. But the story still has many questions. Even though Alex was free from mind control, is he safe? And is this government experiment still going on? And if it is, that would mean there are more people exactly like Alex getting mind controlled. So there are still more questions. Even though Alex is quote unquote saved, it still makes me curious on what happens after this video. During July 2014, a person on Reddit named Lewis Green gets a DM from oldroot saying, "This is the beginning," with a dark Minecraft screenshot. Brightening it shows a faceless Steve-like figure in the forest and a link. That link leads to a creepy audio file. Which, when put into a spectrogram, reveal hidden messages like Silent Raven, Oldroot, and phrases such as "the Raven is watching" and "we are the answer." More images are shown hiding Morse code, and clues that eventually point to oldrootblog.tumblr.com, a password-protected blog. But after putting in the password Silent Raven, it shows another faceless Steve. This was the start where many people went down a deep rabbit hole. There then came many puzzles turning to Imgur links. A Caesar cipher decodes to "we are waiting." Then another image hides text from Edgar Allan's Poe's The Raven, which leads to saying "the hidden truth is," but never finishes the sentence, leading people to get stumped. Yeah, so far this ARG is supposed to be confusing. Then oldroot drops a YouTube video called "Quoth the Raven Nevermore" on his YouTube channel. It shows Minecraft cave footage. The video gives hidden messages and shows a weird figure as the video goes on. Eventually in the video, it shows the Melon Temple, briefly showing another faceless figure. Later, clues introduce Wester Allen, a death certificate marked falsification, and disturbing messages about purging flesh. This leads to the second video on oldroot's channel, called 5, which shows a strange family image where the parents' faces are scribbled out, and the child's face is completely missing. It clearly feels important, but we never get an explanation to what it means. From here, many clues stop leading anywhere. Images like shadows of the past, strange misspellings, or unexplained numbers never get solved. Which means oldroot was kind of hand-holding everyone with the DMs he would send to people to help them out. In 2016, oldroot, aka Alex Bale, announces the project is over, saying it is solvable but doubts anyone can solve it. In the oldroot ARG, there are so many Caesar ciphers and rabbit holes that can lead to nowhere. So there are some missing parts that I didn't add to make this section a bit more understandable. Even fast forward to 10 years later, this ARG still remains unsolved. Clayton's early videos come from an old drive where it looks like normal Minecraft beta world footage. There's a house, a farm, nothing seems wrong. Until we later see his title screen say, Minecraft Beta 1.6 Smile. We start seeing things that don't belong in normal Minecraft, especially a strange smiling mob in the distance. A friend of Clayton called Samuel wants to build a base in a cave and sees that smiling mob again. Then his screen glitches to red. He runs. Samuel tells him what happened, but Clayton doesn't believe him until he visits the same cave at night. Clayton also sees the mob near the entrance of the cave and hides in the base. Later, a weird hole appears near their base and keeps getting bigger. Neither Clayton or Samuel dug it, so they issue a complaint to a certain unknown website. QA from Minecraft Smile joins and treats it as a bug in this version of Minecraft. We learn this branch has been testing new zombie types that cause things to spawn and dig, linking to the hole and the smiling mobs. This guy QA brings in a smile block, meant to fix the hole by restoring blocks that weren't mined by players. After a restart, the hole looks patched, but later the smile block disappears and the hole grows again. Weirdly enough, Clayton can't place the block himself. The world keeps breaking, so both Samuel and Clayton abandon the old base. At the bottom, Samuel secretly finds a chest with a smile block and takes it without telling Clayton. In Surveillance 0, another camera shows Samuel returning alone and placing the smile block at the bottom of the hole. A loud bang cuts the video. After this, the world is changed and broken. Clayton confronts Samuel, who admits he did something, but says it was an accident. Then a mob called Smile 4 explains that Samuel place the smile block at a place meant to open a portal to a custom dimension. But the code wasn't finished. Instead of opening a new place, it reset the world. All of Clayton's builds and progress vanish, and Clayton is left alone in a world. This is how the story is shortened up to. But again, it leaves unanswered questions. Why can Samuel place the smile block when Clayton can't? Where did Samuel go? And again, how does this story really end? Some fan theories are that Samuel might be marked by Smile's experiments, since he's the one who goes deepest into the hole, secretly finds the chest, and takes the smile block without telling Clayton. Later, only Samuel can place it, and when he does, the whole world breaks. After the reset, Samuel never logs on again. And remember, Smile Force says the block was meant to open a portal to a custom dimension. The code failed for the world, but maybe not for Samuel. It's possible he was pulled into that unfinished dimension instead of just disconnecting, which would explain why he disappears from the server completely. The story ends with Clayton alone on a fresh world, rebuilding while his friends are gone, and Smile keeps it a secret. But the real ending might be this. Smile tested a hidden version on normal players, broke their world, and quietly moved on, leaving Clayton with a reset world. Samuel trapped or missing, all the holes, the mobs, and the portal code all worked once, and then were buried under a new save file. So Clayton and Samuel was only really an experiment to help with Smile's plan. And whatever their plan was, we'll never know. The protagonist of the story spawns into a new world. He mines in a cave, fights his first zombie, then finds a spawner, and for some reason keeps looking back up the tunnel like he's afraid of something. But nothing clearly weird shows up yet. We then spot a single block of bedrock on top of a tree, which isn't possible. Then that bedrock on the tree is suddenly gone, but another one appears above the cave entrance. Bedrock keeps reappearing, disappearing, and moving. Why? The person in this ARG then takes a break from Minecraft, coming back in beta 1.81 with a new house and another portal. But weirdly enough, Bedrock is still hiding near trees. When he lights the portal and enters the Nether, he finds a bedrock cage around the world, like someone built a prison just for him. Then in the FAQ video, the protagonist answers questions about himself, where he says he's 13 years old, his name is Henry, and that he's French. Then Henry was asked what he doesn't like, saying school. Then a weirder question is asked from a user named Damien, saying, yourself, Henry. In the final video, How to Kill Your Friends, Henry flies in creative and builds bedrock towers with names on the sign. There are also these captions, and by using base64 we can decode them. Anthony, who says, look, he's alone. George, he cannot defend himself. Thomas, let's beat him up. Hamza, we know where you live. And finally Damien, yourself, Henry. After placing all of them, Henry places a bunch of TNT and lights them, attempting to explode the bedrock with the names on them. But they still stand strong, remaining there. I can't play the music, but the Captain Sparkles song where he's like, Creepa, aw man, is playing in the background. And interestingly enough, that song is called Revenge. Now, if it isn't obvious, this Minecraft ARG is about bullying. Bedrock, the block we see throughout the ARG, keeps appearing in Henry's world. Even when Henry changes versions, builds a new house, or runs to the Nether, the bedrock is still there. In the final video, Henry tries to destroy the bedrock towers with TNT, but they don't break. That is the same for his real life situation. No matter how hard he tries, he's still reminded of bullying, even in his escape with Minecraft. But after that video, Henry is just gone, leaving his YouTube channel completely. So while we understand what this story meant, we never truly know what happened to Henry. Some theories lead to a dark topic, where he caved in to the pressure. Or is there a happy ending for Henry, where he finally stands up for himself? The Decayed ARG begins in video 1. Sandy Carps 8 and his friend Cargo Ships are playing normal Minecraft, until the world suddenly loops, where the same actions are happening again. Sandy notices they are teleported back to the forest, but Cargo keeps repeating old dialogue, as if unaware he's stuck in this loop. This shows the idea of the ARG where people are in this loop without being aware. By the video bug report number 2, the loop continues. But Sandy becomes aware of it. All of a sudden, cargo begins to disappear, and shadow-like figures appear watching from a distance. The dark figures, later called Voyeur, Sightseer, and Spectator. They're revealed to be watchers, used by higher entities to watch over both Cargo and Sandy. In the episode Limbo, Sandy escapes his loop and reaches Limbo, a hub connecting many experiment worlds. Here it reveals that our protagonists are experiments. In these experiments, Sandy sees other versions of himself and Cargo across different realities, all in these strange loops. Sandy, if you notice, is denied chat permissions, which confirms that he is not supposed to be here. Eventually, Sandy discovers journals written by Matthew David, revealing a mysterious illness that would make you feel a throbbing headache to being absolutely sick. Matthew describes feeling called by his screen, then ending off he gets transported into Minecraft. The story almost reaches its end in meeting and lost control, the execs again being those black figures, and we learn about keepers who are revealed as their managers. This leads to Grenzen and the Garden, where each flower represents a trapped soul in a loop, exactly how Cargo was when he kept repeating the dialogue. In the video Lou, Jin the Caretaker, who is a character above the execs and keepers, reveals the truth and tells about the concept. The concept is the world that basically traps you into a loop, reliving the same thing over and over. The purpose of the concept was to preserve infected souls with the illnesses from Matthew's journal that we talked about earlier. The concept was not meant to imprison the people stuck into the loop. But then Sandy says nuh-uh, then destroys the concept by sacrificing himself. When he sacrifices himself, the tree collapses. The world gets destroyed, and we are left with a bunch more questions. One of the biggest unanswered questions is who is really at fault. Many say it was Jin, because she explains that the concept wasn't meant to be a prison. It was supposed to be a safe place to keep the souls of sick people alive. That changes how we see everything. The loops weren't created to be evil, they were created because Jin wanted to keep people safe. But her good intentions still cause pain. Even if Jin wanted to save their minds, the result was that they got stuck in endless loops, with many saying her good intention is what made her at fault. And another is, was Sandy right to destroy the concept? Sandy's sacrifice stops the endless loops, but the story never tells us if it was the right choice. The concept was kind of bad, depending on how you think of it, but it did keep people alive in a way. When Sandy destroys it, he frees them from repeating the same moments forever, but he also might have erased them. We see Cargo Ship and another player survive for a short time, but after that, whatever happened to them is unknown, and we never learn what happens to all the other trapped souls in the flowers. This creates a hard question. Is it better to keep living in a loop, or to stop existing at all? Andrew believes that rest is kinder than endless suffering. Jin, on the other hand, couldn't let go. She wanted to keep everyone alive no matter the cost. And perhaps the most unsettling mystery is the uploader, which kind of makes me uncomfortable. It hints that the ARG knows it's being watched. This is proven when the actual video tells us to keep watching. In the story, the execs watch vessels through cameras. We go beyond the execs watching them in real life through these videos. Whoever is uploading these videos, they control us in some way as well, like everyone else in this ARG. From Sandy to Cargo, we're told to keep watching, and guess what? We keep watching. And yeah guys, that's it for this video. If you like this one, you're gonna love this one next, and I'll see you there. Peace.